What's up, NEOGENESIS family? Coach Tommy in the car, post-workout. So we're gonna talk a bit about what we've been doing today. A very, very interesting session. Felt very good. Had a good night of sleep prior to that, so my reserves were plenty. I was replenished and I was ready to attack the workout. We were supposed to do leg today, but instead we decided to start off the week with some upper body, so a nice push and pull workout. And the thing is, the first workout we planned, when I read it again, I was like, we're missing some things, you know? Like, my goal is not only to be bigger and stronger, but also able to be powerful and faster. So I need to be able to put into the workout some segments where we're gonna aim to develop the explosiveness. So we changed and tweaked a little bit the workout. So we ended up at the beginning doing some pull-ups, but not only we did pull-ups, but we added some weights. So we climbed up to 2 plates on a belt to do a series of 6, which was pretty good. I felt good. I could have gone for more, but at the same time, it's not an ego thing. It's all about being patient, take our time, and you know, we don't take the elevator. We're gonna take the stairs on this process, so I have to fight my inner self to be more patient. And even before that, we did some Plyo Push-ups just to be, you know, priming our nervous system. That was very good. Again, I always have to keep my ego on the leash a little bit these days. And right after that, we went and did, I think, more machines. So we did the lat pull down. We also did some rows. We did some lateral raises on the machine. And I must give a shout out to Atlantis for making those type of machines, because they're very precise. They're gonna target the muscles in ways sometimes it's hard to do with only dumbbells, or if you have poor mechanics, so sometimes it's hard for people to not cheat the movement. But on these machines, what is nice is that the trajectory of the machine makes it easier to target a said muscle. So we really enjoyed this workout, and I hope that while watching the video, you'll see how hard I train. You know, we don't only just go to the gym and it's a fun time. I'm not there to just pleasure myself. I'm also there to get better and change. And you know, the best word to describe what I'm trying to do is a metamorphosis. So I'm not trying to stay the same, you know. Winter, we go into that cocoon. We have multiple months in which we can get better. And I truly believe that inside of these months, the amount of change that could be accomplished is incredible if you work hard and if you stay consistent with a strategic approach. We did some incline chest press on a machine. Yeah, usually I go with barbells or I use dumbbells. Today, we chose to go with the machine. I could say that this particular machine tired me up near the third sets, I would say, I started feeling, my middle section, the middle of my chest was getting a little bit burned. So, and also I went pretty heavy. I could have just let myself go for less weight and just make it easy, a chill time. But I did push myself and put more weights, which was not exaggerated either. It was just enough. Today, that machine was particularly nice. I could say I'm kind of hesitant these days to use machines, to be honest, because even though I'm trying to prove something by breaking myths and taking that bodybuilding approach and using machines that are going to do the work, I'm still kind of hesitant sometimes, because I did improve a lot, and my improvement shows when I go back to the gyms, because when I lift the weights, when I move the machines, I'm usually a lot stronger than a lot of gym goers. So it shows that my method that I've been using for the past maybe 3 years has been working a lot. It made me stronger, and I think the consistency of my workouts made me a better athlete. So the resistance of the machine sometimes I find are pretty easy. I could go for heavier, but for now, like I said, patience is the name of the game, and I'm trying to give myself as much time as possible to develop and not hit a plateau that would be there for too long. We did some landmines today, kind of what I've been used to do in my home gym, because I also have a landmine. I really like it because it's a functional movement. Today, though, we didn't use rotation inside of the movement. We went for unilateral in a split stance push. So it was really just about pushing from the chest, which was still relevant because it was an upper body day. I was not trying to use too much my legs, because the last leg day that I've done was insane. So today I still feel it. Let me get one more day before attacking my legs again. So in that landmine press, we went with one hand. It was nice to do. I don't think this landmine receives a lot of love, but I was willing to share a moment with the landmine, and it was nice. Yeah, I really appreciated that, because that's what I'm trying to do. Not only I'm trying to build myself up, get bigger, stronger, but I want to move. I want to still keep this body of work I've been doing during the summer, and like when it's gonna be good again outside, I want to just pick up where I left it. So yeah, my feelings towards going back to gyms, it's very nice because it is easier, to be honest. The way I've been working out in my home gym when I received the weights a couple of years ago, with nothing but heavy iron plates, almost or barely any lights on the ceiling, just no fresh hair coming, no water sometimes. And I'm not exaggerating, it's just the reality of things. It's not the same thing. Gyms are also made, and especially the gym where we go now, are made to make these people feel good. And I did feel good going today because everything is easier. So I might have to challenge myself and still go, and do what I used to do in my gym, because it's harder. I find it harder. Nothing has been made, or I didn't have the means yet to get enough, so my job is easier. When I have to unload my 6 plates on my barbell, I don't have a jack, and I'm not complaining about it. It's just the reality of things. It's just I have to lift my barbell, I have to unload them, it takes me time. But at the same time, it did make my body more resilient and my mindset better, because it's very hard. But what I must say though, it's good to be around other people that are trying to get better. By that I mean, and I said it a little earlier before recording, but like overachievers, these people that are trying to start their fitness journey or have been on the path for a while. You can see these, elders in pretty good shapes. You could see people my age pushing themselves. You could see also a lot of respect in between people that have been using those areas for a while. So, you know, it's good to see that community because I have been kind of a lone wolf for these past years. So it's good to see. Though I still have to find myself inside of all of that because, you know, my identity has changed. The last time I went to those type of places, I think I was freshly a father of my twins. So it's a different reality with me being a more mature man, me also gaining a lot of experience by training others, following, you know, my athletes into their, you know, high performance seeking journey. So now that it is my turn to set a goal and try to achieve it, it's good to have access to a better facility, and also, you know, being surrounded. I always have this metaphor of the pound, you know, like where it's good to be a big fish in a small pond, but I do like to go into bigger pounds and try to dominate in my own ways, you know, like I like to go, and not to compare myself or anything, but it's just like I like to go and be there and let my work speak for myself or for itself. Yeah. My advice for people who are trying to get bigger, stronger, and faster is be strategic. Okay, you need to be able to not only be, you know, a specialist, being elite in one area, but it's very hard to dominate in those 3 different areas at once. So you need to divide to conquer. You need to give time to each component at a time, and sometimes together, but you need to be aware of why, how, and how much you should do, you know, of each. So the strategy needs to be something that is at the core of your planning. So while you're trying to do all of this, it's just that, okay, you see today, I've been doing a lot of building, you know, like I do feel like instantly, you know, like my upper body for me is easy to develop. That's why I'm not trying to spend too much time on it. But I do feel that the next workout needs to be centered around conditioning, you know, move fast, lighter weights, you know, less volume, being explosive, just so my body doesn't just retain one information. Because, you know, like working out is all about sending a message to your body. Your body doesn't know what you're doing, by the way. So the way to communicate with it is by training. So you're sending the message to your body that you need a set, you know, ability or set of skills. So for me, now, okay, I've said to my body, okay, man, let's go. We need to get some of that size up, you know, and I've been eating a lot over the course of the weekend because I'm still trying to get to a weight, a body size that I appreciate. But then I'm still trying to stay conditioned, you know, and like, you need to be able to see the way you are working or planning your workouts as kind of about balance, you know. You need to have just enough of something, just enough of the other on the other way, so it makes it balanced. So that would make you a true hybrid athlete. So guys, for those who want to dive into specific details with me, because I'm always sharing the images, the videos, but I'm not really explaining or diving into details. But if that interests you, if you want to know the way I train, the honest way, everything, you know, by the number of sets, the number of reps, the number of, you know, training days, the rest days, the recoveries, just let me know in the comment and I'll give you a way to access it. You know, it could be by my website, or we could just talk together and I could give you more info about it if you are interested. So NEOGENESIS family, don't forget, these next 3 months are gonna be about getting bigger, faster, and stronger, all right? So the focus for you, if you want to follow into this philosophy, is to go hard, is to be strategic, and also respect your body, all right? Sometimes you're gonna see some videos of me pushing, putting a lot of weight. Everyone has their own standard. It doesn't mean you cannot break them, all right? So respect yourself, respect your limits, but try to push them as much as you can, and we will make it together. So take care, NEOGENESIS family. See you in the next video.